Recently, my friend introduced me to a specific group, and she was really excited about this group, and she was really excited about this group, but this group was very draining, and I dreaded to go to this group. In fact, I was ignoring calls, ignoring everything, and before that, I was trying to go to this group to please her, and eventually it started getting really overwhelming, and then I'm like, no, I can't do it. And this specific energy, me getting back into and me going back into my people pleasing, forced me, not really forced me, but getting back into my people pleasing took me out of alignment, took me out of the, what do I mean by alignment? It took me out of the life I was working towards. And then I started dreading doing the things I normally do, which is writing. I started dreading expressing certain things. I dreaded to speak to her about it. I told her I was feeling overwhelmed, and she was like, no, it's okay. No, but this overwhelm was different. And I took myself out of the life I was trying to work towards, and I slowly fell back down into something I was trying to get out of. As one of the things we don't talk about enough is that when you're working towards a life that you want, there are things that will pull you down back into the life that you had. There are things that will pull you down back into the life that you had. Your brain is looking for any excuse to make you small, because big and visibility is wrong. Being visible, it feels strange. It feels odd. It doesn't feel like you. And because of that, your brain is constantly looking for any excuse to stay small. And me trying to people please and trying to do this group for her because she's excited made me fall back into the life I was trying to crawl out of. And even though this group was supposed to be something that was supposed to help me, in fact, it just made me worse. Because one of the things I realized is the life that we don't want, or the life that we are living right now, is just a matter of avoiding the hard things. The life that we have right now is just all the things that we've been avoided. The gap between what you want and what you want and what you now have is just between that small gap of avoidance to what have you been avoiding. And at that point, the gap between the life I was trying to get, what I wanted, and the gap that I did have at some point, the gap was getting smaller and smaller. But then the avoidance came in, and it blocked that path. It blocked the path because instead of me trying to speak to her about how I was feeling, instead of me trying to be honest about what I was feeling in the point in time, I avoided it. And what I am right now and what the avoidance I was facing, I avoided so much it pushed me back and widened the gap again. So the gap I was trying to make smaller and smaller got pushed back by my people pleasing. It got pushed back by the coping mechanisms I had. I started using my coping mechanisms again, my old ones. And I thought the irony that something that was supposed to help me push me back is crazy. And I had to be honest with her, because if I wasn't honest with her, the gap would have been too big. I would have had to struggle to face everything again. And I did not want that. Right now I'm struggling to write. I'm dreading writing. And the fact that I'm dreading writing, my bread and butter, says a lot more. I'm in a state of people pleasing, and I'm coming out of it. And I had to tell that up front, like, no, I'm not doing it. I can't do this right now. I can't continue to behave in this way towards you. I can't continue to do this because this is not me. This is not meant for me. And I need this moment to work on the things I'm working on. Because my energy is limited. I don't have a vast amount of energy. And that's something we need to understand. I think that's something that people pleasers get ourselves in too quickly, too frequently, is that we think we have a vast amount of energy to give to any and everyone. and not give that energy back into ourselves. Because when we finally sit down and try to give that energy back into us, the energy is gone. That is the cost of people pleasing. That when you try to build your own life, the energy that you could have used to build your own life has been weighed down by the expectation of others. And people pleasing, it's just us trying to meet that expectation. It's us constantly going down and adding more and more and more expectations onto ourselves, not understanding that we are on the verge of burnout. We are on the verge of burnout. And really and truly, as much as we want to meet the expectations of these people, oh, my puppy dog is there. She's my puppy dog. As much as we want to meet these expectations, we cannot. There are certain expectations that we can give freely to, but when we are in this state of accepting the life that we want, or in this state of going towards the life that we want and making this gap smaller, we have to accept that people pleasing and all our different coping mechanisms will try to drag us back down into what we were. Either the people pleasing, the fear of consequence, the fear of being seen, the doubt, the fear, the anxiety, or the perfectionism. All of these things will try to bring us down from the life that we're trying to achieve. And understanding that and recognizing the pattern is extremely important. It's extremely important. And we need to be able to understand that this is just a part of life and we have to be able to go through it. Because avoiding it is just going to make us fall back into our old patterns. Avoiding it is just going to make us fall back into the things that we are trying to move forward from. Because these coping mechanisms were safe to us at a point, but now, while we're trying to achieve the life that we want, they are not safe anymore. As much as they were safe before, they are not safe now. And that we need to hug our past self and tell them, I'm thankful for you being here. I'm thankful for you allowing me to be present. But I am going to build the life that I know we deserve. And I'm going to have to let go of these things and face our fear. We need to allow ourselves to be brave. We need to allow ourselves to stop avoiding the things that we have been avoiding and be brave. That might be the title. I don't know. I didn't think of the title yet. But really and truly, this was just me talking about. I think really and truly, this is me allowing the conversation to happen of what it means to build a life and to struggle to build a life that you want, and what it means to have your own life try to call you back. That's what it is. What it means to have your own life try to call you back into what you're struggling to come out of. Because let's be honest, let's be very frank, this is very hard. Trying to build a life that you want is very hard. Because only you can do it. Only you can build the life that you want, because only you can see your vision. And it's a powerful, loving, amazing vision. But we have to be able to open the door to that vision to come into fruition. We have to be able to open that door for that vision to come into light. However, our old life will try to call us back. That might be the title. Your old life, your old life will try to call you back if you keep avoiding it. Yeah. Thoughts, opinions. But it's true. Your old life will try to call you back in the phase of when you're trying to align with the life that you want. Because as I said, it's two gaps. And every gap and every hurdle you come across, there will be something you must face. And if you're avoiding that, it will push you back further and further. And the only thing between what you want and what you are right now is what you have to face in the in-between. is the process and the obstacles you have to face in the in between, the process where we need to be brave in the in between. That's what I'm encouraging you today to do. Be brave in the face of the process. Be brave in the face. Don't allow the anxiety, fear, perfectionism, doubt, fear of failure, jealousy, shame, all these different things to stop you from living the life that you deserve. Be brave, my darlings. That's it. Bye.